Hi guys, it's Claire here from Brave, and welcome to your Saturday class. So I've got an Instagram live going as well. Hi guys. I just wanted to let you know what to have today. You need a block. If you don't have a block, then have something available to you that's similar. Ross, do you want to grab a block? And also something to pad up your knee as well. So you could use a towel that's folded up. I have a bit of a mat here, anything soft, a pillow. Instead of a block, you could have a pillow, a couple of bags of rice, anything like that you might be able to stack up. Our key pose today is splits, but don't freak out. We're going to take it slow. And we're focusing on the hip flexors. So just quickly, the illiacus from the top of your iliac crest down to the front of your hip, and also piriformus, glute muscle, really deep in the hip. So when I talk about glutes, I'm really talking about piriformus, hip flexor. And we also have the psoas from T12 all the way down to the front of your hip. So this back muscle is connected to the rectus femoris, which is the quad. So when I'm talking about quad, I'm talking about stretching rectus femoris and psoas. So let's go. If you want to join me on my playlist, it's number 15, Oms and Bass, Brave, on Spotify. So we'll play that now together, and I'll meet you on your backs, on your mats. So coming to lay down on your back, and just have your blocks nearby, just so that they're handy. If you wish and you want to come into your hips a little early, you can have your feet together and knees apart in butterfly pose. And place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. We'll just take a few connected breaths to bring us into the class. And those of you who've been coming to my class for the last few weeks will be going into 2-point breath. So we first, to practice, take a big breath just into the chest and don't let the belly rise. Inhale. Then exhale, let the chest fall. Now inhale just into the belly, don't let the chest rise. Belly rises, exhale, belly falls. This is using our diaphragm. So now we first inhale to chest, inhale. Then continue inhale to belly. Exhale from belly. Exhale from chest. And now following that wave, so we inhale to chest, inhale to belly, feeling through the diaphragm, exhale from belly, exhale chest. Now make this nice and relaxed and a nice wave of movement through the breath. Allowing yourself to really engross yourself with the sensation of the breath. And on your next exhale, if you had your knees apart, place your hands on the outsides of your thighs and gently bring them in together. We will grab the block that's next to you. If you don't have a block, anything you can squeeze between your thighs is great. If you have absolutely nothing, you can just imagine a block is there. Tickle the backs of your heels to make sure you're in the right spot. Now we're going to squeeze that block, push the heels into the floor and lift the toes. Now squeeze the glutes, so imagine those glutes squeezing together, and then just lift your lower back up off the floor. So just low. We're in a low bridge right now. Squeeze the block even more. Now the tailbone tucks towards the front of your mats. And from that tuck, you'll start to feel a higher engagement in the glute area. From here, we're doing 10 little pulses. So we're pulsing up 10 times. Squeezing the glutes at the top. It's a very small movement. You should be feeling that activation. After 10, hold for 5, 4. Squeezing everything as tight as possible. Legs, glutes, everything. Push heels into floor. Drag them back towards you. And exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, raising up towards the top end of your bridge. So from here, Keep squeezing that block. This engages pelvic floor. Squeeze the glutes till tailbone tuck towards the front of your mat. Push through your heels, lift your toes, pull your heels towards you. Everything is super engaged. That's also engaging your hamstrings when you pull your heels back. Now from here, pulses up towards the roof, just very small, yeah? This is like almost like a dance move. So you can just, so push through that right heel and just pulsing up at the top. So we're activating mostly through that right glutes. It's really working here. Just to the top of your range, little tiny pulses. Let's start to bite. Bring the left foot down, slow. Placing the block closer towards your knees. Tickle backs of your ankles. Lift up to the full extension of your bridge. Push down through left foot. Raise the right foot up. Point the toe. Now, you can bend the knee if this is too much, or like the other side, you can have the leg straight up. That's harder, okay? We're going to do little pulses at the top range. So we're pushing through that left heel. Really working here. Let's go for 5. Bring that right foot down. Keep squeezing block. Slowly lower upper back, middle back, lower back to floor. Take your block out. Place beside you. Bring your knees into chest. If that feels okay for your back. Otherwise, just meet us up, goat pose, Navasana. So we will come together into V-ups. If you are starting out, please do your V-ups like this. If you want to step it up, hands out, shins parallel to the floor, we inhale out, exhale in. 15. You ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep smiling. 6. Well, I did these yesterday. 7. Yesterday, 7. 8. 9. 8. 9. 10. We got 5 more. 10. We got 5 more. If your lower back hurts, hands behind you. 2. 3. 4. 1 more. 5. And then slowly bring yourself back down onto the floor. So lower back to floor. Interlace hands behind your head. We get lots of abs to make sure they're engaged throughout our whole practice. It's really important for our lower back. So interlace hands behind the head, elbows up towards the sky, shins parallel to floor, flex the toes towards your shin. Knees are not towards your chest, they're back. So if you bring your knees in line with your hip, your core will instantly start to engage. Push your lower back into floor and really feel even here, you're already working. Take a breath in, inhale, head and shoulders up off the floor. Exhale, both elbows to left knee, straighten right leg. Inhale back to center. Exhale, both elbows to right knee, straighten left leg. Inhale back to center. Exhale, both elbows to left knee, straighten right leg, stay here. Push the lower belly down, squeeze the pelvic floor and glutes. Inhale back to center. Exhale, both elbows to right knee, straighten left legs. Hold it here. Push the lower tailbone into the floor. Squeeze the lower belly and pelvic floor. Inhale back to center. Really start to feel the burn. Exhale, both elbows to left knee, straighten right leg. Pull the lower belly down. Push the lower back into floor. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, come back. Exhale to other side. So really push through that left leg. Squeeze the lower belly. Push the tailbone and lower back into floor. Squeeze glutes. Inhale, come back. We have one more set. Are you ready? Exhale, both elbows to left knee, straighten right leg. Push lower back into floor. Squeeze glutes. Pull lower belly down. Inhale to center. Exhale, last one. Other side. Again, push lower back into floor. Squeeze the booty. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Inhale, come back. And exhale, release neck and head. Whew. And from here, you can just swish your legs around a little bit if that feels good. And when you're ready, rocking and rolling back and forward until you can come into a tabletop position. So from here, stacking your wrists over your shoulders, stacking your hips over your knees. Take a few little cat-cows to start, so drop the belly, gaze up. And exhale, push the floor away. And just following now through your own breath and closing your eyes. So before we get into our passive stretches into the hips, we're going to go into some active movement, active stretches. What the difference is we're using our muscles to go into the stretch. So let's start with the left so you can see me. So lifting the left leg up. So your knee is in line with your hip. Make sure you're not dumping into your lower back. So you tilt your tailbone a little. Really active through the hands, push up. Active toes towards the shin and little pulses up. So we're using our glutes here and activating that to get us prepared to go into our passive stretches later in the class. 3, 2, 1. Knee comes down, don't let it drop. Then out to the side for fire hydrant. So again, active toe towards shin. Knee is in line with the hip. Knee is also in line with the ankle, little pulses. Now you'll really feel the glute here, and both the adductors and abductors and the side of the leg are working here as well. Let's go for 3, for 2, for 1. Slowly come down. Let's do the other side. Little swish out, even out of the body. Right leg up. Bend the knee, flex the toes towards towards your shin. Make sure you're not dumping into your back. Now we pulse up. Very small little pulses directly up towards the roof. For 3, for 2. Do you love yoga on a Saturday morning? Exhale, bring your knees in. Don't let it go to the floor. Exhale to lift up. So knee in line with hip, in line with ankle. Flex the toes. Now little pulses. So this one can feel really strong. And I want you to try to stay with me for 3, for 2, for 1. Lowering the knee down. Hands walk a little further in front of you. We're going into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, push up and back. Downward facing dog. So this is likely your first down dog of the day. So we're going to walk out those legs. The hammies are a target muscle group today, or a muscle. Hamstrings down the backs of the legs. So start to get into those now. Looking between the hands. Step one foot between the hands and then step the other foot forward. Exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to get the hands on the floor. Bend through the knees, slowly rise up. Hands come through your heart center, reach up, big breath in. And exhale, hands to heart. So I'm playing today with passive and active stretching and something called PNF stretching. So Ross made me, actually, he didn't know what it was the last class. So it's proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. That's why I don't say the whole word. Basically, it's science. And it allows your muscle, tricks you to relax. Let's have a play with it. So bring the right knee up. Interlace the fingers around the shin. This is option 1. If you can grab your big toe and extend your leg out, you can take this option. So this is what we call a passive stretch. And it's because my arm is holding my leg here. So I'm not using any of my muscle in my stretched muscle to hold myself. We're stretching through the hamstring. But what happens when I release my hand and I leave my foot there? Yeah, this is an active stretch. I'm using the muscle of my quad to hold me into the stretch of my hamstring through strength. Now keep the leg straight, slowly lower down, other side. Left knee up, interlace fingers around the shin. Stay here as option 1. Option 2, interlace around the toe, extend out. Passive stretch. Why? Because I'm holding myself here. I'm not using my muscles in my leg, but I'm stretching. Let go of the toe, and you really start to feel that quad is holding you here. Keep the legs straight, slowly lower down, and we'll show PNF stretching in a moment, which is a mixture of both. Inhale, hands up to sky, come to the top of your mat, and exhale to fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, hands down, step or option to jump back to high plank. Now with the first chaturanga, we'll lower our knees together. So bring the knees to the floor, chest forward, elbows come into the body, no chicken wings. We slowly come down like a tricep push-up. Inhale to baby cobra. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the glute, zip up the legs, push the tops of the feet into the floor, maybe even raise the hands up. Exhale, face to floor, just tuck the toes and push back into downward facing dog. Walking out the legs here. Looking between the hands, option to step. If you want to jump, bend the knees, look between the hands and jump forward with control. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bending through knees to roll up, hands through heart center, reach up. And exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down, step or option to jump with control back to high plank. Option 2 for chaturanga is to come forward and stay up in a plank, come all the way down to floor. Inhale to baby cobra or upward facing dog. Squeeze the glutes, roll shoulders back, and exhale to down dog. Look between hands, option step or jump between hands. Inhale halfway, and exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep hands up to sky. Big smiles because it's the weekend. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back. Doesn't matter if you're stepping, option knees to floor or full chaturanga or chaturanga to 90 degrees in the shoulders, then flipping up into up dog with thighs rising from the floor. Exhale, down dog. Now take your option. Don't push yourself too hard. There is always options to level up or down. Look between the hands, step or jump between the hands. Sweep hands behind you. Inhale up into chair. And exhale. We're going to just take note of our tailbone. Tilt the tailbone down towards the floor. So we're activating the core. Look over the knees. Make sure you can see your toes. Come a little deeper. Hands up. Squeeze your thighs together. You can have your heels a little wider than your toes. For me, I squeeze everything together. It feels better for me. And exhale, hands to floor. Now, I mentioned you had to have some padding. So get your padding, place it behind you. We're going to get into those quads, the rectus femoris and the psoas. And I'll show you how. We're going to step back with the right leg. Lower the knee to the floor. Inhale, come up into lunge. So normally I would keep you here active and squeezing in and lifting. Today we're going into passive stretch, which is reaching forward. So the hips are square to the front of the mat, but we're allowing ourselves to sink into our flexibility. Hands up. Making sure that knee is over the ankle and not too far forward. Exhale, hands to floor. Untuck back toe, push up to plank, and move through your flow of choice. So you can level up or level down, so knees on floor, or come down to 90 degrees, or you can do a push-up chaturanga or anything if you want to. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, sweep between the hands. Lower knee lowers. Inhale, rise up. Again, we're coming up, and then see if you can sink a little bit further forward. Exhale, hands to floor, untuck back toe, step forward between the hands, and exhale, fold. Inhale, raising up, hands come through heart center, reach, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands down, left leg steps back now with control, lower knee to floor. Inhale, rise up. So you know how I said we'd play with P and F stretching? What we're going to do is squeeze the glute on the left leg and squeeze the quad on the front leg as well. The target muscle here now, we're releasing. We're going to squeeze the quad if you can. Normally you have to squeeze your glute at the same time. Squeeze for a little bit, then exhale, release, and come into your full passive stretch. You'll find you'll go a little further. We'll keep playing with it today. Exhale, hands down, untuck the back toe, step back to plank, move through your flow option. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Left foot steps between the hand, right falls. Inhale, rise up. Now, P and F stretching. We're stretching through the quad on the right side. So see if you can squeeze it. Often you have to squeeze your glutes as well. It's hard to target. Squeeze everything as hard as you can. Another few seconds. Then exhale, release, and come a little further forward into a passive stretch. This is when you're just allowing yourself to sink. Being mindful of any pain. You don't want any pain here. Hands come to the floor, untuck back toe, step back foot forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bending through knees, slowly roll up, hands through heart center, reach. And exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands to floor, step back. Last round, we have an option to deepen the stretch. So right knee to floor, inhale, come up. Stay here, come into your PNF active stretching, or if you want to take it a little further, you can reach back and grab your back foot, only if this feels okay. You can actually place your right or left hand on the floor, so you can use your left hand to grab your foot and right hand down to support you if you're feeling a bit wobbly upstairs, yeah? Exhale, release the back foot, step back into plank. Option with knees on floor, come down in chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. So right foot comes forward, left knee down, almost. Inhale to rise up. So with this side, again, option to stay with your passive stretching. Don't feel pressured. If you want to reach back and grab the back leg with your right hand, your left hand can come down to support you. Or if you want a chest opener, you can stay up. And this is a deeper version. So just take what you feel you want today. Don't push yourself too far. Exhale, we gently lower that back knee if you had it up. Step back into high plank and move through your flow. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, meet in downward facing dog. Just pedaling out the legs here. Inhale, right leg raises up. Breath in. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Hold for a moment. Maybe they touch. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Maybe they touch. Inhale, back up. Option for arm balance here. Otherwise, do exactly the same thing. Exhale, knee to left elbow. If you have your twisted scissors, you can find it now. You don't have to, just an option. Inhale, back up. Exhale to right elbow. If you have your kundinyasana or scissors, you can come into that. Inhale, back up. Exhale, sweep forward between the hands. Come into low lunge. Push through the back heel. Get really active through both. Push through the front heel and the back heel. And then gently rise up into crescent lunge. So this time the back knee's off the floor. The hips are square. Option to bend that back knee if you're really tight in the hips. If you want more in the hips, straighten the back leg. Hands up. Exhale, warrior two. So we change our feet. So the front heel is in line with the instep of the back foot. So the arch. Knees over front ankle. It's actually a hip opener. So I sometimes even grab my thighs and move them outwards and forward because I'm very tight. Gaze towards front middle finger. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, release. Can't speak. Flip the front palm, reach forward, reverse your warrior. So from here, if you want to traction out your back hip, left hand can come to hip, push the hip down a little so you have more space without compression, and relax neck and head. Keep that bend in that front knee. Inhale, come back into your warrior two, straighten the front leg, and come into Trikonasana triangle. I step my back foot a little bit further forward for this. Left hand on my hip, pulling my hip back, reach forward and tilt down. So the hips are square towards the side of that. They're not twisting towards the front. So that's a really tough thing to get when you're quite tight. A little micro bend in the front knee can also protect your knee if you're overextending. Now, normally I'd get you to sit up here in strength, which is my habit. Today we're going to sink because we're coming into passive. So what that means is I'm going to start to feel more through my hamstring. So you can grab your ankle or anywhere that your hand falls. Maybe you're on the floor if you're really flexy. Just let neck and head be heavy. Gently start to rise. Bend through your front knee to protect your hamstring. And then inhale, come to center, straighten both legs. Turn both your toes towards the side of the mat. Hands on your hips. So thumbs into sacrum, fingers around hips, elbows back, shoulder open. Squeeze the booty, a little back bend. And exhale, we fold forward over the legs. So I like to spread my feet a little wider here. Toes are slightly pigeoned in. And if your head is on the floor, you can bring your feet closer together. It makes it harder. Inhale to flat back. And exhale to fold. You can grab the outsides of your feet if you like, or just your big toes with your first two fingers, elbows out to the side, and pull yourself a little deeper if that feels good. This is a really active or intense stretch for the backs of the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale into snake squat. Let's go down to the right side. So you might be up here to start, that's fine, or you might be on the floor. Your back heel might be off the floor as well. So it doesn't matter where you're at, just make sure you feel the stretch through the hamstring. So your toes are towards your shin. Hands on the floor, or a challenge to do it without the floor. Walk your hands to center and exhale down onto the left. Again, you could be up here. This might be it. You could be on the floor, but not have the heel on the floor. That's okay. Hands are just on the floor here to protect you, to feel safe. If you're right down here, you might have a bind you can have a play with. Exhale, walk to center and fold over the legs. Inhale to rise up. Walk the feet a little closer. Bend the knees to protect hamstrings. Slowly rise. Turn both the feet to face towards the front of the room, but keep a wide stance for now. Walk your back foot even further back. Come onto your toes. We're going to have a little play. We're seeing if you can straighten the back leg. Through hamstring, you'll start to feel an intense stretch. If not, go wider. Inhale onto toe. Exhale, push through back heel. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, push down. Now walk that foot gently. Bend the knee first to come forward into pyramid. So your feet are about 1.5 feet distance away from each other and also on train tracks. See? So I have space for my hips. Place your hands on your hips. Tilt from your pelvis so we're not rounding through the back. Reach forward. Then maybe the hands come to the floor or blocks or anything that you have in your house to prop you up. Take a big breath. Reach through the chest and the torso, and exhale, maybe fold a little further over that left knee. Check your hips are even. Make sure that you're pulling your left hip back and right hip forward so that they're square to the front of the room. The more that you can get your forehead towards your left shin, the more intense this will be. Inhale to lengthen through spine. Hands come out in front of your face, and we go into standing leg split, so lifting that back right leg up. Now from here, if you would like to take this further into flexibility, left hand comes towards the left ankle and pull yourself towards your left knee or your shin. This is an example of an active stretch. So it's active because we're using our muscles to come into the flexibility. Yeah, it's much harder. Later we do a passive version of this. Exhale, lower that back leg down. Come into ragdoll, grab your elbows and rock side to side. Coming to the front of your mats. Slowly rising up, bending the knees. Hands come through heart center, reach up. And exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands to floor. Step or jump back into your plank. Hover forward and down, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Taking a big breath in here. You ready for the other side? So we reach the left leg up. Big breath in. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to rise. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Hold for a moment. Inhale back up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Hold for a moment. Inhale back up. So we're going to do it again. You can do exactly that. You can come onto your elbows if your wrists hurt, or you can come to fly if you have that option. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Maybe you